Hello traders, and welcome to this live trading stream on this CPI day. I hope you are all doing really well. I'm gonna do the quick sound check to make sure that you guys and girls can hear me, and then we may proceed with a good old legal disclaimer. Let's see who's in a house. We got you, crypto coin maker, Vito, Emmanuel, Nick, Chaz, Greg's, Miraz, Chris, Camille, Peter, Rainer, Bert, Paul, Pablo, Peter, Stefano, Rafael, Português, hello. Okay, Igor in 4K, let's go. Bem-vindo, hola. Sound is good, loud and clear. Yes, I hope you are all doing really well. Yeah, today is CPI day. And yeah, we're going to... Oh, hang on, what's that? Something is happening. Hang on. What? I think... hang on, someone is buzzing. Okay, hang on. All right, I'm just going to go get the door. Hang on, someone is on the door, so give me a second. Oh, hey, hello.
Hello. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. All right. So for those of you who don't know who this person is, this is Severin. So let's have a little introduction, Severin. I'm sure everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, hello. I thought, why not join Igor for a little bit of live CPI trading? I've actually not taken a single trade yet. So,
Me too.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. We're going to hunt some of those trades. And yeah, I think these volatility events are always perfect to just show how we make a decision live in time. So, yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Perfect. I hear you've been quite busy, Severin.
Yeah, I'm very busy.
Good.
There's always something to do, you know that.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop.
And 100%. I'm just going to put the calendar very quickly here so you can see we've got the core inflation rate month on month, all of this data coming in about 26 minutes. We'll go over the markets very shortly. But yeah, that's today, Wednesday the 11th. So we decided to come over here to say hello to everybody, make sure you're all doing really well, and yeah, just go through these data points coming in just shortly. So I'm going to take it back to Severin and myself screen there. We can see a little nice move now pushing through the highs there. I'm going to share my screen here so we can see this this low illiquid environment and price just ripping through. We literally just took the high of yesterday, the RTH high.
Yes, and on ES, right at the same level, there is a naked weekly value area high. We already tapped it this morning, but we can see another rejection off of this level, 6,051 on ES.
Yeah, literally right at it. Yeah, it's going to be a yo-yo today. I mean, we've got quite a lot of stuff happening there. Yeah, I mean, look, we are. I mean, NQ is at 22K pretty much. I mean, let's call it 22,000. So, and then ES here flirting with the 50s. So this will be interesting. We are outside yesterday's value on the ES and NQ. So we're trading above. These markets are still relentlessly and bullish. And I saw your comment this morning, Severin, when we bought the lows, when you came back from holiday, actually, that was.
Yeah,
and,
that was the first day.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Let me just adjust your screen there so we can both be on there.
Yeah, nice one.
There you go. So nice. But yeah, let's just make sure that everybody can still hear us. And yeah, just you know, housekeeping. Everything obviously here. And I'm gonna turn my mic on. So yeah, any feedback, please let us know in the chat. As always, the stream is obviously not for you know, financial advice. We are here as educationers of okay, and it's zero financial advice. So yeah, there's obviously going to be a little lag on the stream as well, so it's not going to be like precise on the time. I'm not sure I'll back that goes, maybe a few seconds, so be sure of that. And yeah, so with that out of the way, you can see Severin's screen there. He's got an order flow software called Atos, and I am using here Quant Tower, both very similar. And yeah, we'll be talking you guys through what's to come over the next hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how we cook today.
Nice one. Yeah, so I want to share my trading view real quick. Before we look at the futures, I also want to give a quick update on crypto. So what I was looking at here, BTC, super easy setup here based off that SFP from the range low. Still in that long trade. I would like to see a new all-time high, but we are testing local resistance. But overall, I remain bullish on BTC. I think that we can reach a new all-time high during the next couple of days. Solana, we had another amazing trade down here. This was shared publicly even, that I'm gonna add some spot down here on Solana ever since we had another bounce of 15%. So this is not bad. Something I wanted to mention with this is that on altcoins, we were seeing that there was little price action over the last 2 weeks, I would say. So Ethereum, Solana, Link, ADA, everything was just in a small consolidation range. But if we just stay patient enough, we're gonna get those big levels hit sooner or later. And then we have to be ready and waiting for these levels, entering these trades, and then just to make some nice profits. So this was a beautiful example. I just wanted to share that real quick. Because I always see that people get scared when altcoins are not moving and they think it's the end of all of these altcoins. But from my experience, it's just I have to stay patient for those bigger moves to happen. If they happen, I'm there and taking action. So that's that. Just wanted to share that real quick. And then we can have a look at the futures here. Overall, stuck, I would say, after this first impulse.
Yeah, overall, I'm also still bullish on BTC. I feel like BTC can still push much higher. And this is my plan for today. We are looking at the to the upside. Next levels will be the high there at 110,820. It's been nothing but just higher highs and higher lows since we looked below or just in front of that 100k. So yeah, I'm looking for higher levels on BTC. That's not to say that this is a great place to buy. It would be nice to get that pullback down to those 200s, so 109 200s. That would be a better place. We kind of like going very slowly this morning, coming towards that level, but not quite there yet. So let's see what happens here. We've got some alerts. I'm actually going to set another alert a little bit lower. One just went off. So I'm going to put at 300. Keep an eye there. But yeah, I mean, BTC bullish. And we can be bullish until at least losing. I mean, when you talk a little bit more, even a higher time frame, all the way back down to previous week low, that would be, a change. But until then, you have to worry about the previous week high, weekly open, even the midpoint, all the way down there. So, plenty of support on this chart still. And on the higher time frame, we are still very much going with this nice big trend, which has been just, up and up and up and up. So just higher highs, higher lows, consolidation, breaks, consolidation, goes again, another consolidation. The direction is up, therefore we should be expecting higher prices, going with the odds of continuation. But yeah, so BTC is a nice one. Still bullish. I like your Solana, by the way. I do like Solana a lot. I like Solana. I feel it's...
I think you also invested, isn't it?
Yeah. I like Solana, Sui as well. Not so much ETH. And the reason for ETH, it's because it's just been stuck. I mean, ETH has been stuck isn't it? On that same range
Yes, it
for God
is.
knows however long. I mean, we've been, where's my, down here. We've been stuck here for, I mean, you know, the true price of ETH, even if we just zoom out, you can see we're still lingering around that 2.5, you know, 2.2. So go back to 2020, we were trading, let's say, at 1,500, you know, thereabouts. You know, you can see all of this consolidation. This is, by the way, a daily chart. So back in 2020, you're trading at 1,500. You fast forward like, you know, a few years, you know, 2025, and we're still at, you know, well, only last week we coming back inside. So it's just a big sleeping giant here, where
Yeah.
BTC is making its nice, relentless, you know, higher highs, higher lows. So, you know where, you know, the best investment is. And yeah, Solana, you know, really nice one. Still a baby, really, when we think about Sui, you know, already, you know, getting to get going. Plenty of room on these things, but as always, not financial advice. This is what I'm looking at least BTC. Obviously, always keeping an eye on ETH anyway, but Solana, Sui, like those. And then obviously, Severin and myself, we're going to do a nice stocks update soon for
Oh
our
yeah.
community. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That was nice.
Same here. Yeah, that's going to be a good one because added quite a bit to my watch list.
Nice.
And yeah, we're not going to do it today, but didn't you see what was happening to BYD yesterday? Was it yesterday? I think
No,
it was, yeah.
didn't see that. You can share a screen if you want. Oh, we don't have to do it today, but we've got about 20 minutes still.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Let
market's
me
here.
see if I got it
I'm
here.
sharing a screen.
Can pull up trading view here real quick. So I just saw this. I didn't read though if they had a stock split, but this I'm not aware of anything. So look at this massive drop. I have to read into it though, what was happening here.
Oh, that is masivo. That's a scam.
Yeah, that's muy grande.
Muy grande. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I've turned up my mic, so there's a couple of people saying it's a little bit lower, but I've turned it up. I'm also still not feeling 100%, therefore I'm not screaming off the top of my lungs, but I can do so if needed. But yeah, cool beans. Let's all right. Let's look at these NQESs. That's where we will probably find some opportunities here today. Yeah, we've just had that nice wick up and down on ES as well as NQ. It will be interesting to see. I mean, pre-market, you can see that the market will. I mean, pre-data, there will not be many nice trading opportunities. What we'll do, we'll give maybe a couple of minutes from the data coming in, see how we're printing, and then yeah, potentially look for some nice opportunities. We'll have a good hour and a half until the market opens. So yeah, that'll be good.
Exactly. Yeah. And we can see market not really moving. So I think it is now waiting for the release to come in. And it's not the most sensible idea to trade now without waiting for the data release because it might get very impulsive. So we know these wicks to the upside, wicks to the downside to grab the liquidity. DOM is getting flat. So
yeah, we'll be able to see that.
careful.
We'll be able to see that on the. You're still using your DSF, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Okay, there you go. There's a confirmation. BYD stock was split yesterday, 1-3. Okay, so that's what it was.
Okay, it was split. All right. Yeah,
All
then
right,
it
nice.
makes sense.
Okay. What was it trading at? 400?
It was at 400, yeah.
All right.
And I just saw this chart and I was like, something is happening, might be a split, but I didn't have the time to read into it. So yeah, but BYD, I remember investing in BYD a long time ago. It was, I invested in 2022, I think.
Are you out of it now?
I
Or
think,
still?
yes, yeah. I am
You
scared
would have
out
got
of
a few more shares now.
it.
Okay, that's what it was then. Nice. All right, yeah, nice to see some familiar people in here. Obviously, if you like the content, obviously we're not doing much now. But yeah, don't forget to click that little like button. helps the channel a little bit. That's what we're planning to do here. Just help you guys out a little bit as much as we can, sharing some insights as well as some live trades if we see one. We are coming down to this VWAP here, but yeah, we're just kind of like flirting around it on ES. I can see some orders coming in, some interesting things happening, but yeah, it's kind of like high risk now because there's no guarantee of getting any sort of continuation. It's like a coin flip, right?
I agree.
I would be offended if you didn't.
But you can let us know in the chat. Have you taken any trades already this morning, or everyone risk off at the moment? Let us know. What are you all thinking?
Yeah, I was the same, risk off this morning. I wasn't. It's been quite. It felt like. I mean, yesterday during the live trading stream. I don't know if you saw that, but
yeah, I tuned into it.
The open was just so slow. We had a couple of moves, but tiny, but then it was just so annoying. Like, it wanted to go, but it never actually did. Like, we tried so many times to go, and we were just getting like slapped with like those break evens or just below, and it was like,
yeah,
it's just so annoying.
Yeah, I remember. I think when I watched it, it was the first trades. It was 150, 150, 150 up to 700. Then it was break even, break even.
It was really annoying. I should have stopped at 700. But then we had an amazing. I mean, we dropped so hard. And we dropped so hard on E period. And I'll share this here on, this was funny. Well, not funny, but interesting. So, I mean, you can see how tight this market profile was yesterday. So this is yesterday's trading session. We opened, we had that little instant move on A session, and then we just look at B. B session went nowhere, C session nowhere, D session nowhere. It was a long time. I mean, this is, each letter is like 30 minutes. So we were there for like a good 3 hours, and then E session opens and boom, goes all the way. I mean, this is a long wick. I mean, look at it. So from the open at 857, we went all the way to 21,740. We took the previous RTH daily low and then boom, off to the races. I did manage to snipe along here, but I got stopped out as it came back in. But yeah, made some profits on that. But it was nice to see that, you know, after all of that time spending sideways, we did get a massive break, but value was all the way up here, and that's what gave me a little bit more confidence. You know, we took the previous RTH low. As soon as we come back inside, it took the long. It was low risk, about $150 risk, and then we just took it, and that turned out to be a good trade, which kind of like made me feel better towards the latter part of the day. And then it continued, and we went all the way pretty much to 22,000. Like, the high here was 21,992-ish. Is that right? Let's just confirm that. 22 overnight this morning already. So the high yesterday was 92, and this morning we've already tapped it, 22k. So insane, absolutely insane. So yeah, the joys of trading, right?
Yeah, that's it. But we can see someone took a long at 120 on NQ into previous day value area high. Waited for it to take the lows, as I learned from you guys, not to take the first reaction, and got a closer above, after which was the trigger. Nice one. Last few days, difficult to read the market. Yeah, it's true, especially especially yesterday with what Igor was just talking about, this structure that we had was just awful until we had the break. And I think this is a skill one has to master in trading to identify when to stay out. Because yesterday, I remember getting back to the PC. I was tuning into your stream. I was checking the 5-minute candles, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to trade that. I'm just going to relax because the candles looked awful.
It did.
But yeah. That starts, someone is short on BTC, 110,000. Nice. 110, let's see. Oh, that's literally the high, yeah. What do we have?
I don't trust that short. I mean, obviously your trading plan. It would be nice to get a flush though on BTC. It would be really nice. But I don't know. I feel this is unfinished business above. What do you think? Do you feel the same?
I also think it is pretty unfinished. The only thing that I would always mention is when we have these reversals, which are pretty impulsive since we SFP'd that level around 100K, there was no pullback. It was just going up and up and up. And I always say, at some point, I would at least see the anchored VWAP tested for this move. So that for me confirms the strength of this move to the upside, that we actually can endure a pullback, just find support and make a new high. So we might be in for that. So I, for myself, I'm going to place an alert for 106,500. I'm going to show you real quick. So if I hide my long here, this is what I mean. These recoveries that just shoot up like this, at some point I would always prefer to see this pullback and then the high taken. Well, we will see. This is a level I'd be aware of. 106,500.
Looks really nice on the CME, because that level is exactly at the gap low. So if you just pull up the CME with the RTH, and then you just pull the fib, you'll see.
I have it right here.
I've got it up, but yeah, I'll let you share it.
Where's my BTC CME over here? Daily.
Yeah, if you do you have the 24 hours? No, you don't. Do you want to add it? Because if you
this is the daily.
Yeah, go 24 hours. Just select 24 hours actually. Yeah, so add another time. Select 24. You have to add one. So you have to go to plus 24 hours. Yeah. So it's not a day, it's 24 hours. Add, select that, and then now click down there where it says ETH, electronic.
Yes.
Select regular. There you go. So you're put a line below, up on the low.
You mean this one?
The green candle. Keep going up. There you go. 107,400. And now put
I thought you mean the gap fill.
Yeah, no, that's just the gap low. The gap fill will be later. So put your anchored VWAP now. From the low. There you go. Mine comes up later. Let me just, I'll share mine. There you go. So this is how I'm looking at mine. So I've got the, there you go. I'm actually moved a little bit lower, but I'm anchoring it down from the Thursday, and it literally comes to kiss that 107. So the gap low is at 405, and the anchored VWAP is at 107,340. Maybe go to a 30-minute. Why is it not going?
Yeah, when I'm on the 30-minute time frame, mine's still lower, but it's not anchoring properly. Maybe I have to go. Yeah, no, I can see it's
there you go. Oh, perfect. There you go. Because it obviously includes that day. So overnight, we had all of that wizardry, like all of those 30-minute candles were just like boom, 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 boom. It was just very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. I like. So your level there literally comes down to that RTH back in fill. Well, not fill, but the low, which is very important.
Yeah, so that's good.
We got double confluence.
Nice. Am I alert is placed just to see what's happening there?
Say again?
My alert is placed to see what's happening there.
How to change the tick size in TradingView? It's quite simple. So if you are using order flow candles, like these ones here, for BTC, for example, on the CME, you can then just do the following. So this will be showing the orders inside the clusters. What you can do up here, you have these little three dots. Click on that, and then you can go to settings, and then here you got ticks per row. And I'm currently using 10 ticks for BTC, but you can use 5 on BTC. If I press OK, you can see, but you're going to have to zoom in a little bit more to see. And this is the current volume coming in. This is RTH from yesterday, so I'll just put electronic, and then we can just zoom in. There you go. So this is the 110 that person obviously going to that nice short. And we're just coming back down into this zone of, you know, like support, and we're kind of like retesting again. So that 109 200 looks okay-ish. So let's see if we can hold there. And then you can see here, so this high, okay, it's poor. And then this one is poor as well, and it's right next to it. So it's like a weak high. you know, I'm not saying it's going to go there like instantly, but typically, or more often not, you know, price then, you know, goes and trades back above that. So it'll be interesting to see today what we get here. But yeah, that's how you change your tick there on TradingView. And we have, again, 3 minutes for this data to kick in.
Right, getting there. If I was in a local trade, I would now close my position.
Yeah. Yeah, I refrain from trading, not unless there's like absolute clear and we've got like such a tight spread, but typically the spread on this goes up, goes AOL. Actually, in fact, let me just see. There's a 5 tick spread now already. 4 tick spread. It's already starting to move. Yeah, 4 tick spread currently on this.
I just saw, so on BTC, there's also an NPOC on the weekly time frame, 105,000. So this is the maximum it could go down to. So it's a bit of a range for me.
Yeah. And this is it. Buying up here is not very wise. Okay, we can see the orders now starting to leave the tape. You can see this darker area now starting to appear here, and this is a NQ, and on ES, if I just zoom in as well, you can see that this is now going all dark. And what it means simply is that all of these orders are being removed. Therefore, it doesn't take much to go through all of this into the next big place, which in this case is all the way at 70 and 6100. So 6100 for resistance. So, and that's why price sometimes does these 100 tick moves or points or whatever, because there's just not much orders sitting on the tape there on the level 2.
So on NQ, the next resistance is 22,050.
God, we've got five tick spread now. 7.
Yeah.
It's increasing now like that. It's at 8. Yeah, this is why people that try and long and short right at the prints, they get absolutely screwed because they get filled. Yes. They put their orders at 41 and they get filled at 70 because the spread.
Yeah, no, that's very, very awful. So staying away from that.
All right, 1 minute. Yeah, 9 ticks.
Also, by the way, we just got that's already 25 minutes ago. The deal with China is done. So news for Trump.
Well, it's excellent news then. Maybe it's time to drop. Good news. But bad news so far brought another nearly all-time high. So good news must bring lows, right? Potentially.
Let's see.
All right, 30 seconds or 25.
Yep. Not much orders in the DOM.
No, it's completely empty now. There's not much in there. I mean, we're looking at, even on ES, it's like 6s and 7s all the way down. And earlier was like 40s and 50s. Oof, look at that. Above previous day high. There you go. Through the highs. And did you see that
level?
Into pretty much near that 6100. So price literally swallowed up all of those orders, the little ones that there were, and came shy. Stopped at the 80s there, 85s. So the CPI actual was 2.4% and the forecast was 2.4%. So the previous was 2.3. So wow, the spread is 26 ticks on NQ. 26 ticks. I can push this onto the screen and you can't even see it. There you go. So it's now down to 13. So it's getting better. So we just need to wait, and I'll show this here. So you can see the spread up here, 9 ticks, 10 ticks, 13, 14, 15, and it's this like the difference between the bid and the ask. And you can see it's you know, until this really calms down to the norm, which is 1 or 2, then yeah, really trades will have to, it's high risk. I'm just going to move this out of there, and you can see we're trading at 22,100 there. And on ES, we pretty much came up to that 100. That was the next big liquidity where it was sitting. And you can see here on the books, as soon as those data points came in, massive like move through that slow and like little liquidity. And now that said liquidity is now coming back, and we're getting some nice bids trying to support price here at 66. So let's just wait a little bit for the spread to come down. It's down to 4 ticks, 5 ticks, 4, 5, and then we can start potentially looking for some longs.
It's crazy how close we are now to all-time highs on ES and NQ.
I know, it's mental.
Oh, there's a big order showing up on NQ now, 408 contracts at 71.
Well, price likes to go and eat those, so we could, I mean, the direction is up. They're seeing this as positive. I'm just trying to see what we have above 150. If we are to look for long still. But let's see if they reprint that RTH high still from yesterday, because we're kind of like a little bit far away from it. So that's at 92.
Yeah, we're now retesting a naked monthly value area high at 22,045. You can see sell stepping in here just a little bit. Bouncing off this exact level now. I'm still flat.
Yeah, same. We had little pushback really on both, didn't we? It literally just opened and went.
Yeah.
We only had a little tiny wick down. Tiny. Okay, still coming in. Yeah, and we know
we
back
lose
down to 4 ticks spread.
Yeah.
So it's
we
better.
lose this level, it could easily move into 22,000 to retest that. Gonna see this now if that holds or not. Nice buys coming in. What about a long scalp here? 200 risk.
Yeah, I'm looking on DSF to see if we can come down at least to the 60s. That would give me a better risk to reward trade, because we can then see if they hold the 57. So between 60, 57. So I'm looking at this area here. So between 60s, 67s. That's where this kind of like breakout really started. We had no orders here, so they can easily, as you say, like if we lose this level, they can easily go back down to VWAP, beginning of the origin of the move. So really, if they want to push it still higher to those 6100s, they kind of need to hold it around here. And I think that 60 would be nice. So 6,060, that's on ES. So let's zoom in, see if they come down to at least that, and then we can have a little trade. Because yeah, up here it's like,
You're going to get a 5-minute close in 20 seconds. For me, this will be interesting to see if we can close that one above, let's see.
It's very hard to look at the clusters when we have such a long candle.
Yeah.
I have to really zoom in.
Quick scalp. There's a massive node on NQ here at 60. Opening right at it.
Yeah, I'm tick 4 NQ, but I feel like it's so little.
Liquidity still sitting there on NQ, 400 contracts.
$71. Be nice to leave it where it is before going to fill it, and then just drop it to the 45s, then go get it there. That'd be better, but it looks like it's gonna go. It's too tempting for the market makers.
Oh, lifted.
Yeah.
Order is lifted.
Yeah, because he changed it to 85.
So let's see if I can get a local. No
Too quick.
pullbacks, because yeah,
Too quick.
if it pulled back into 2260, I would have taken a long trade because yeah, as you said, 85 is not that big order.
Yeah.
Is it the same size? Let's check. Yeah, 400.
Yeah, 404.
It's like iceberg lifted again.
Yeah, look, they pushing it highest now. 2100, I think, and then obviously yes. But look, there's no. I mean, this is it. Like in terms of risk to reward, buying up here, like it's
only possible on a local stop loss.
Exactly. You cannot. You have to put 67 stop, and then that becomes, a kind of like different trade.
Yeah, but the buying is still okay. I can see an increase in positive delta, so at least I wouldn't short this as of now.
Let's see if they retest those 71s.
Yes. But look at this, the candle opens and pushes above the high straight away. So
every single time.
Difficult to get in on these.
Yeah, it'd have to come down to those 70s, 71s. Then we could potentially, I mean, we've got room up to, I would say, 100 next. But I would say actually beyond that, 100 is actually below the high. So anything would be actually at 155. Let's see if there's anything about at 150. Not much. There you go. There's a pullback. Potentially look for a long here. Not looking the best for now. Yeah, 60s. I was highballing the 60s, but we never came down to the 60s. What's BTC up to?
BTC local move up.
Yeah, it did have
our retracement.
A little pullback now. Yeah, I'm not
But
convinced.
but I must agree to you. So the highs look unfinished on BTC.
It do. They do.
Very unfinished.
Yeah, this here, I mean, on NQ, I'm not seeing. It's one of those that they don't let anyone pick up, right? So it becomes really hard. You have to go with a higher invalidation, as in like get in and have your stop there and go with the strength.
ES is now retesting the highs again. Maybe the next 5-minute open is going to provide a trade. Waiting at least 18 seconds now.
Well, as it stands, we'll open with a gap later, but obviously still early. Yeah, ES is coming back up to retest the high. There's the next 5 minutes.
Open. See if there's a pullback.
68 would be nice.
Yeah, that's it.
What are you looking at?
Look at this. Yeah, the long swinging straight away.
Right at the highs.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
Taking the high. And ES with the new high.
There you go. We're both looking at the same thing. It's insane, isn't it? Yeah.
And we can see this order again now on NQ at 22,100.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still here. And ES just cleaned the high again, so it looked above. We never had that pullback to 68. We never had it to 60 down here. So it's like we're kind of we're being forced to
looks nice on ES. It's not too strong still. Let's see if, oh, this is good formation here on ES and NQ. Maybe we are in for a pullback.
83s potentially.
Maybe a quick scalp short trade here.
I'm waiting for at least 80s for a little pullback to back up, but I don't think we're going to get it. I can see the cluster just there, 79.25. That's what it kind of broke down. But yeah, it's not giving me. Maybe the next. Yeah, it'd be nice to go and back and fill all of those below. Let's see.
Buyback at the 67 now. That's looking okay.
You also looking for the short?
Yes.
Yeah, it's snapping below. It could go really quick.
That's
So
it.
All right, so we're at those 60s from earlier. But now, because of what ES has done, like sweeping the high, it's less. The odds are greater for the downside now. So let's see if they want to hold it here.
Interesting. If NQ loses 2260, this is a massive node here. And there's not much into this 22,000 retest, because that is where we had those previous highs.
I'll be 20k next, all the way down there. That's a big move. Right, so it's kind of holding those 60s, 55s.
They have to try and defend it.
Yeah, and not giving us an opportunity to either. Okay, here's the 1 minute candle. We open right up there. You guys in the chat, long, short?
Local .25 on NQ. Are they trying to hold this here?
It appears to be. It appears that they are. I mean, the 53 there was the 7.5.
If NQ closes the next 1 minute candle above 69, I'm going to long a pullback. If not, I'm thinking we could retrace this more. Then I'm looking for a retest of 22,060. If we get a 5 minute close below, this will be important for me.
Yeah, this 1 minute here doesn't look the best.
Yeah, I agree.
So if we do start to reject here, we can go through those 50s. And retest 30s at least. There you go. It's breaking again. Yeah. That will happen so quick.
But 5 minute closing in 30 seconds. A retest of 2260 could be very interesting. On ES at 65. Or what's it above?
Okay, so let's try. I think it's going to snap. I can see the sells coming in. If the buyers don't step in right now, they're going to snap this low. So this is either a low risk buy or a good breakout short.
Set 40 seconds.
Closing bearish down there.
Oh, look at these sells now coming in on ES. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that can be a good scalp short trade.
I don't want to go with the breakdown. Technically, that 64 was nice. I mean, the next level is, 53s. Let's see if they push up a little bit.
$60 is going to be interesting.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, ES took the high though. NQ didn't. So we have like a little bit of a divergence here between the two. It's a low risk buy here on NQ. I might attempt a long trade back to the range highs from here because my risk is very limited. I feel like if we break here, this could go and revisit the range that we obviously didn't print on the way up. But it's just not getting that umph. Remember the umph?
The umph.
It's like it's building. What's that 5 minute looking like? Okay, still don't. Got a little node here at the 50 now building. But it's still not enough.
Retesting this previous candle low. Gonna be interesting what's happening next.
Some buys coming in on ES as well. But it's looking very hit and go, or yeah, we're coming back into those 50s. Right, it's either gonna snap or hold. But now at this point, it's very much like claim the 60s, good to go to the upside, break this low here 45s, and it's either a SFP of the lows or a complete break down to the 30s, at least minimum. That'll give us a little trade. So yeah, it's trying to hold.
Super slow now.
Yeah. How long do we have for the market open there? Another 40 minutes. It's trying to 1 minute, starting to look better. But the 5, ooh, not so much, right? The 5 looks more bearish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 is more bearish.
Yeah, I might attempt. It's so difficult. I see the potential for the short bigger.
Same. Yeah, I'm hunting one here.
Yeah. I think I might have to go with the break.
Yeah.
This is going to be very, very annoying. Yeah, we're already at 40s. I think I was a bit too slow. Did you manage to get on it?
Not yet, not yet, not yet. Oh, I might have one soon though.
No, it needs to come up to 45s. I mean, at least that'd be nice. And stay there. Okay, so it's a little pullback.
This was the 60 retest, so let's see if we can close below the low or
okay, they are trying to hold it here below that little low. So let's see where they close this candle. Okay, there's the 45s.
retest.
Yeah.
I'm attempting a short trade here.
I was too slow on the break.
See where
I'm sharing your screen, so if you manage to get in,
let's use this one.
we could still
Just
drop
the
much
retest
further.
here?
Yeah, nice one, mate. I was a bit too slow. Yeah,
Okay.
but there's a snap. Oh, look at all those orders coming in. Loads.
Yeah. Just
Wow, it's like a massive wall down there. So they
de-risking this to see if they want to fill this range into previous day high. Else, I'm not locking this. Just covering.
Yeah, unfortunately I missed that one. Well done.
Nice candle close down here. So should move up and take the lows again. Unless see something crazy happening here.
I'm going to try on this little pullback here with you. See if I can join the party. Can go all the way up to 37s though. So let's see.
We take the lows. I'm moving my stop loss a little bit lower just so I make a little bit at least on this trade. There we go. So this trade 220 locked.
Nice one, mate.
Just because it's first trade.
Yeah, they wanted to come back in there. So I attempted it, but because we're coming back inside, I don't want to be short because I feel like they can still drive this back
Now we
inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now we get massive buy limits here. It was a 200 contract down
yeah, I
here,
saw that.
150 lots.
Yeah, it
So
flashed right in front.
next area of interest, previous day high.
22k.
And,
Okay, let's see if they.
oh, I see in the chat, Moondream took the same trade. Nice. Oh, she was in earlier than that. Nice one. But this was it, really. So I hope you understand how these candle closes were so important. The 5-minute close below 22,060. That was the first sign that we might get a pullback, and then we just had to wait for the perfect trigger. It was not the easiest one.
No,
And then once
it happened
momentum, yeah, it
quite
was
quick.
quick, but
Yeah, still not holding very much. They're balling those 22s.
yes, same here. Yeah, I think it's going to pull back again on a retest of 26. Let's see this here. So 26, retest, and pull back. Not quite there.
Now it's trying to hold here, but I feel like there's still a bit more room, especially how that candle there. Oh, some buyers. It's a tug of war here. Can you see all those orders above price now? They're all sitting at 50 and just below 60.
$26 retested for now. It's a nice note up there. I'm not taking another trade now though.
Yeah, I'm flat still. Let us know in the chat, you guys flat? Looking for shorts or longs?
Look at this perfect retest of 26. And then the pullback. So it's to the tick. Pullback of 50 ticks. I mean, that in itself is a $250 move.
Yeah.
Just by looking at volume. What's driving the market? Volume. So that's always going to give you the best insights. Do we have another data coming in? Oh, this evening. All right. Yeah.
It's a little bit later, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's see if we can
5
hold
p.m.
here
time.
now. I can see this nice 1 minute forming now. Front run the 20k, 22k. That'll be nice. Keep anyone that wants to long the pullback then gets left behind, and then we head higher. That'll be nice. Yeah, it's kind of holding now.
Low formation, not the worst.
Yeah, it's looking okay. I like that dodgy candle there. So
Mm-hmm.
be nice to see if we can close this one at least bullish and retest that 22 70s. But we have a nice node here at 26. Okay, there you go. So that's looking a little bit better. Oh, they just take. Did you just see it? They just It's like the algorithms or whatever. They just look for the same thing, and boom, as soon as it opens, they just get going. Okay, let's see if we can attempt this. It would have to hold here. So yeah, I'm risking 190 here on this one. I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, I'm looking for this little long here. See if I can go with this little structure change here. So we have a nice print on the low, retest, but it's just the buyers are nowhere to be seen yet. Yeah, let's move this up a little bit. Come on.
Retest of 26. Let's see if that can be claimed.
Yeah, they're trying, but yeah, there's the sellers again turning up. I'm just adjusting my stop because we can still hold here. Just need to get back above that. Yeah, 26 now, and then 130. We have 100. Yeah, around that 36. So claiming that 36, we can then go and check those 50s up there, maybe potentially. But yeah, I can see a large order here at the 20s. So what would be my risk? I'm going to keep my stop there where I had it initially, just in case they can come here, 20s, and then go. I like this structure. It's starting to look okay. So technically the stop should be at 13s. It would be nice, and the thesis here is just to try and front run this 22k, but it looks like they might want to go down there, and there you go, they're coming down below that low there. 210. Yeah, that doesn't look the best. You can see the short now, right? 22.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's basically make or break. I can see it as well. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, I think the short is better. On the retest now, 23. It's already tapped it. You can see on the best bid and ask, we actually touched. There you go. We actually touched it. So yeah, let it drop into those 22,000s. Did you take the short?
No, I didn't. I was a little bit too slow on this one.
Yeah.
I can see it, but no.
We've got a double bottom now there. So here's the retest.
But look how it's stuck in this mini range now. It's not taking the lows, neither taking the highs. So
it's because of that 22 level just below.
Yeah.
And that's why I was trying to go for, like, leave that level and then come high, at least to the 50s. That would make sense to me. And they might still do that. And we had a nice candle. So this 1 minute candle looked nice. Look, we look below, clean all of these lows, look above. Look at that. So it's like the pullback should be a nice buy. We bought that, but you know, it's just not ready yet. And the 22k level is literally just above previous day high. So it would be nice to front run that, just leave that entirely, and then go from here at least up to the 50s. That would be a nice little trade there. But I mean, you can see they are interested here. You can see them still there.
What's very interesting now is, so we're gonna have 1 minute till this 30-minute closes, and it might close entirely below this 30-minute volume. We can see the 30-minute volume profile there, and we are closing entirely below. Oh no, it's shifted slightly on NQ, but on ES we are below. So this is, yes, a sign of weakness, because we trap all of this volume. Well, ES can, NQ can still close above the point of control because we just had that shift. There's a large node building here.
I can see it. Ideally, I'd like to see a push higher before any more downside. So just to front run that 22, ideally. Maybe ES is the clue. And ES is all in those 60s from earlier that we were looking at. Yeah, no fireworks yet. Typically when we get that nice expansion. Yeah, so ES is trying as well to hold here. Yeah, there's the little expansion here on this candle. So that 26 is holding actually for now. Okay, so it's starting to look, I mean, that double bottom is so, here comes the 40s. Thesis was
We have
Okay.
these orders showing up again now, 300 contracts at 47.
Yeah, they're there.
I do see a quick long scalp though, but nah, I'm not taking it into the previous demand.
No, it was done there. What I took, I just choked the trade because with that double bottom done there, and yeah. So I did take the initial long. I could see this move up to those 50s, but I choked it way too early because when you do a double bottom like this, I mean, it's likely that you're gonna snap it and then go. And it's still there, but it doesn't have to though. Let's see. Plenty of orders above price. Back at the 26.
Nice sales coming in. Yes, if that wasn't negative delta, that was a big order.
529 lots filled.
Momentum building.
Yeah, not
I think
looking the
it's
best here
trying,
to break.
but it's trying for the 22, isn't it?
Yeah. It's with that double bottom now. I mean, there's going to be a triple bottom now. We're looking at it. Yeah, there's one lot printed on there only. I think I'm going to try. Let's see if we can at least move a little bit higher and go with a very tight stop here on the breakdown. Would that be $90 risk if we just use this 19, 20? It's too low. You're flat as well, isn't it?
Flat. There's also a single print, isn't it? So there's a single print at 22.3. Okay, 22,003. It's a single print on NQ.
It would be nice to not touch 22 though.
That's it. So the front run and just hitting that single print.
I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to try another time here. Come on, hold here. I'm going to try it. Just
ES filled the single print to the tick.
Did it?
Okay.
I'm going to try
There's an
it here.
argument. Yeah, with also the 1 minute 50 SMA.
How is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Extra confluence.
No way.
I am.
Did
long.
you take it?
Yeah, I am. Long,
legend.
But,
legend.
Hang on, but I'm not. It's not out of the woods yet. I'm gonna just book this a little bit. Come on, just. No, it's too. Oh yeah, I'm out. It's too volatile. It's not. I don't like to see. I mean, I just looked up there and the spread went from 4 ticks to 22. I don't want to be there. This could slip me and bum. But yeah, it is nice to see. Like, okay, here's the retest. The retest coming down to that 19. Okay, let's see if it holds now, and I'll reattempt it. Because now it's better to go with this retest and having a low risk here. So let's see. But yeah, I'm gonna try again. But I didn't like how we just went from having such a nice tight range to just no range, and I was too slow on getting my break even set there. So it's very much like if this is to stay, we should not be going below 13s, and we should stay here. Go below 13s, and I expect this to go down through the 20s and more, so 22s. So yeah, let's see if we can push. Maybe my stop is a little bit too tight. Yeah, I'm down for 240, so hopefully we don't give this one back. But yeah, that was nice, but I was a little bit too slow on react quick, there. Yeah. I mean, look at that. I mean, I was looking up and I could see that the spread going all the way to 21. I think it was at one point. This is not looking still the best. But yeah, I would love to see this not touch that 22. I think that would be nice, right? Imagine, like. But with such big round number there. Come on. Are you going on the back test here, or are you waiting for this?
I'm in the exact same trade as you are.
Nice. Okay.
I'm just not liking what I'm seeing, to be dead honest.
Yeah, And the 5 minute, look at the 5 minute. We literally,
Yeah, I might just fold this for 100 because it's, yeah, no, I don't like it. Sorry.
yeah, I can see it as well. I'm gonna hold mine to 17. 17 now, yeah, to the lows. Yeah, I also don't like it. So, but let's see. Especially now with that candle coming higher first and now coming back down to sweep those lows. It was a good intention though. It was good intention.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did fold yours. Yeah, I'm at 13s.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
kind
it
of
was
like
only $60, but
yeah, still made some. You did, so that's still good. Yeah, I'm kind of like sticking to that 13. That is the low. I don't know. I just have this gut feeling. I guess I'll share my screen again. I don't know. Come on, if it has to go, it needs to go kind of ASAP.
oh, look at this. That's better.
We'll be targeting at least those 50s from earlier that I wanted it to go, but it didn't even reach the 50s. You know, we went to 41, so there is clearly a seller here. The CVD for the session thus far is 2,108 lots, so it's still positive there. ES is at, what's that, 2,000 as well.
And someone from the chat, Kaki, you guys read chat questions? Yes, we will do that once we have time. So just let that data settle a little bit and then we can have a look at the chat. So keep your questions coming.
I mean, look, this 5 minute actually looks okay here. But yeah, that 13, you know, that 13 level where I've got my stop is the exact couple of lows from earlier. So again, my stop being at that danger zone, and we're still claiming this 27 nodes. So it's really like,
But if you can get closes above 26, that's going to be good for your long trade.
Yeah, I'm going to trail because, I don't feel confident enough. But the 5 minutes starting to now look a little bit better. I don't know. It still needs to break that. What is this? 30. Again, the 30s. Come on. Yeah, I'm a bit too close to price now. No, it's there's 117 lots there positive. So you clearly, there's a seller there interested at that exact 126 right here. So I'm going to give them, what's this? 5 ticks. And I'm out. And this is when they pump. Leave it. I guess we can take a look at some questions, if there's any. And then we can come back here in a few minutes.
Let me scan the chat. You can focus on your trade and I can...
Yeah, I flattened it just now.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I flattened. Yeah, it's just not getting what I want to see. Typically, you want to see it go. I still like it a lot, though. It would be nice to hold this node here at 25 at least and reclaim that 27 and then get going.
Oh, I see one lovely comment here. Applying Severin's 30 candle strategy with PD levels and Igor's view of the .25 range, it's just a game changer for real. Thanks for that. Everyone who's an NCC really is missing on life-changing stuff. Oh, that's a lovely comment. That's nice.
The .25 is honestly like such a blessing, like way of looking at the markets. So yeah,
this is a good one here from Whale Hunter. Will either of you short the poor high if we go there? I assume it's BTC.
Yes, as in, yeah, yes for I assume it's BTC, but no for not shorting the high.
Good. So yes and no. I
have to make myself clear. I have to make myself clear on that. Now
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll share your screen. Yeah, on BTC, I like higher prices. And even if we get a drop, I feel even if we get a drop, I mean, look at that. Going back to 100K, yes, then, you know, might have a little deeper pullback, but while we remain above 105, 106 that we were talking earlier, there's no reason to be looking for shorts on BTC. That's my you go for it. Sorry.
Speaking of the .25 range that someone just mentioned, which I agree is amazing what Igor shared there. But something that I see over and over again is that the moment we claim the .75, which we are currently trying to do on BTC, there is a very high probability for us to make a new high. So in terms of a retracement, say you have a local range like this, you want to see price retrace at the, or maximum retrace would be into the 7.5 and then make a low. If we try to reclaim, I'm looking for a new high. Thus, I'm less interested in a SFP type of trade as of now. So that's what I would say for that. And Igor, is there any relationship between the time point of control and the volume point of control?
Yeah, of course. So obviously time, it's in the name, right? So you're going to have always the most amount of time. So this, I think I spoke about this morning, actually, on the morning update. So with volume on the market profile, let me see if I can share this, for example, here on NQ from yesterday. So with you've got both here. So on this chart here, so this is the market profile, or also known as TPO. So, the letters, obviously, what they represent, A to K. I'm actually looking at a little bit past the, no, actually, I've got the just RTH, not extended. So M being A, the session open 8:30, and then M being the, 2:30 to 3:30 to 4 p.m. Okay, so the last session of the day. And the one on the right, obviously, it's the point of control for volume. So you can track both. But time is going to be the most amount of time, like where it actually spends that time, which is very, very important, okay, especially for those auctions and like the confirmations. And then volume, we have the point of control here at 21,872. Okay, and the second point of control is literally just a tick above it. But volume doesn't, you could have the point of control at the settlement, for example, at 62, and that can take literally just 1 minute. And we could have 15,000. So the point of control would be up here. So there's going to be a discrepancy between the time and the volume because it doesn't take much time to print like 1,000 contracts. Okay. But during the whole session, you can see that time is down here. So I like to play a very big importance to time because that's where, for example, let's say a trading session starts at A and you've got like an increased amount of volume, like for example, the A session point of control, whatever, and you get so much volume on there, the point of control will stay there. But if you spend all of the time up here, but you don't trade enough volume to equal that, the point of control will be then shifted higher, but the time will be down here, for example. So yeah, there is a big relationship between the two. I track both and I like both, and they both, equally have their respect. But in terms of like chasing value, it is a good it's good practice to keep an eye on time, in other words, the TPO. For example, yesterday, the other thing that gave me the context for the long trade as well is we spent all of this time, and I knew because I was trading it, we spent all of this time up here, so value was clearly higher. We come down, clean the low, go back inside instantly. So it's like, okay, well, pricing is coming down, you got zero volume backing it, meaning the point of control is still at 21,870. There's no participation on here. Like there's, lower prices are not bringing more volume. Can you see like the wick? So down here, you're coming from, let's say 1,000 lots down to 900, 600, 300. So as price is coming lower, there's less people participating in that move down until it gets down to 20 lots, which is really low. Therefore, there's a highly likelihood that price is going to say nope, especially after taking a previous day low, to come back inside where value is. And in this case, it went straight back inside value, and that in itself would have been trade. So you're basically going back to the mean, like as they say, like if you're familiar with that term. So instead of saying back to the mean, you're going back to value because that's where value is. So it's not, basically it is very rare to see a price, like obviously you've got all of this value up here, to see price completely just go for miles and miles and miles, or a lot of range below this. You can get those trending days, but then what you're going to get is a trending POC tracking that volume down, okay? And you're going to have a trending day. So it's completely different. So yeah, I hope that's a nice lesson there for you.
Nice one. That's perfect. What broker do you use to trade futures? For us, that's AMP Futures, which is a very reliable platform in my opinion. So I do like it.
Yeah.
And then there's one comment that I'm going to address quickly. So it's funny to watch that you have literally no clue about what is going to happen on those small time frames. It's just gambling with close gap stop loss. I disagree on that one. So obviously we don't know what's happening. This is not our job to know what's happening. Our job is just to make a high probability decision. And I'm going to show you something. So see if I can open a screenshot here. This is all the trades I've taken, print screen from my ATAS. So this is all the trades I've taken today. And I don't think this shows that we have no clue. This is just going with high probabilities. Risk is small, profits are small, but that adds up. So no,
Well
I
said.
do
No.
disagree on that one strongly.
Well said. I'm down 215, but I did try and get the moves, and I missed the better short there. But like look at the range where we're trading now. The context here is a little bit difficult, right? Because, price is not actually, moving too much. And we're looking for a trade that, gives us a little bit more expansion or range. This would have been gambling. You didn't see us trade this. This would have been gambling. We waited at least for even the spread on the tape to go down from, 20 ticks at the time down to 2 ticks, which is what it is usually. We don't gamble here. We are looking for levels where we can see nice opportunities. But look on here on the right. I mean, this for the past few minutes, we have tried, a couple of times, and it doesn't take much range. Look, so this is the range. So that's for $580 there. If we just took this trade and had a stop there and got stopped out. I've attempted quite a few trades and we're still down. I'm down 215. Severin was a legend just by going, okay, I don't like this, I'm going to close it. So, that's the way. I like to keep them a little bit longer just to see if they play and go with the original idea. My stop was at the 13 and got stopped at 13. And that was the candle's low. So we're not gambling. We're like looking for those nice levels. And look, that is the 13 level where we came down to. And it's still there. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5-minute candles in the row. So, we're not going too many places. But yeah, not gambling. We don't gamble. Well, I certainly don't. And I know Severin doesn't.
Perfect. And there's one question, Kaki. What's the difference between cross and isolated trading if you can measure risk manually and place stop loss on the liquidation price? Isn't it the same? It would be helpful to figure out how to trade correct. So for me, I always use, so this is on Bybit, I always use isolated because what that means is you can only risk the margin that you are using for this specific trade. Isolated can take up your entire account's margin. So I prefer to do it that way because if I take a trade, it's just gonna be the money that I put on that single trade. I might lose that. I obviously place a stop loss. You can use cross, so it can use the entire account's margin. If you place a stop loss, that is not gonna affect your account. But for me, it's simple to just have a strict rule, isolated every single time. I know what I'm risking. I know what's on that trade, and I can take other trades with the margin that I have left in my account, put that into an isolated trade again. So for me, this is just easier in terms of the trade and account management. So that's what I like to do. Have you ever traded CFDs? Yes, I know Igor traded CFDs as well. So I done it myself. I prefer trading futures because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
You have zero spread.
Yeah, and I got frustrated with the different prices because we were looking at the futures and the CFDs had, it was different, and I was like, I don't really like it. But yeah, it can be useful.
And we have a legend in the chat. Scott is here. Hope you're doing very well, answering questions, helping out. Nice one.
Nice one. I mean, this is still lingering here around these 60s from early on ES. Not barging it. So it's kind of like building that next liquidity for that next leg. Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's an opportunity here.
Do you use automated journals? So I like to use TradeZilla. You can get an extract from your CQG account. It's going to give you a CSV file. You need a CSV, delimited file to put that into TradeZilla. It's going to collect all your trades. But I do manual comments. So I want to know what exactly I was seeing, what I was doing, how I was managing the stop loss, managing my take profits and all that. So yeah, it's good to collect the hard data, but then we have to do a little bit of manual work there.
Yeah, because the context will always be slightly different, isn't it? So it's nice to have that extra stuff. Yeah, we're just waiting here now. You can see that we, since we had that little pullback, we just kind of died there and not going anywhere on any rush on either of the markets. Just consolidating here ahead of the market open in about 5 minutes, 8 minutes. Proximus Centuri is saying, Igor, my templates got deleted. I need Atas templates. Atas, I will have to say, Severin's got nice templates because he's using Atas. I still have mine, but I've been using it less and less.
If it is about crypto templates for Atas, I just uploaded mine to our website again, so you can access all my templates over there. It's both my futures templates, but also the crypto templates, the latest version.
I would prefer a move up here on NQ from where we are, and go through those 100s and 150s. That would be nice at the open. Leaving this 22, but we gotta have to wait and see what the market wants to do here. Do they want to come and retest yesterday's high at 21,992, which obviously goes below that 22, and will they accept there? And then we've seen a massive deviation and failure and back inside yesterday's range. So there's a lot to play. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a quick toilet break before the market. So I'll pass it over to you, Severin, and I'll be back in 1 minute.
All right. Kaki, another question. So, and when you open positions with isolated, how do you set leverage? Is there some strategy, or you max leverage until it hits liquidation on desired stop loss price? Okay. Look, when it comes to leverage, people always say when using leverage, you have higher risk, but this is only for the people who don't know how to use leverage, right? So think about this. If you have a account of $1,000, you want to say risk $10 per trade. You can either use this or trade this with a 1x leverage. That means you need a higher position size. But you can also decrease the position size, use a sensible stop loss, and use a 10x stop loss, for example. What I would never do is leverage my capital in a way of, I have $1,000 in my account, and I try to open a position that is 10,000, for example. This is leveraging my capital for capital that I actually don't have. So the way I like to do it, instead of using 1,000 margin to open that 1,000 contract there, I use $100 of my own money, so 100 margin, and use a 10x leverage, for example. But that means my stop loss has to be adjusted in a way that my risk is the exact same. So I'm still only risking $10, for example, but I'm using leverage. So I have freed up capital so I can trade several trades at the same time. And I do notice my camera just died. The problem there is my dummy battery is broken, I think. So yeah, I have to use the original battery, and that dies after an hour and a half. So I think it's no more camera for myself.
Do you still have the other camera?
Yeah, I have the other battery, but this dummy thing is broken. I don't know what was happening there.
Ah, yeah, because
So
I
I
was
have
gonna.
to get a new one.
Yeah, yeah, I've got the same, but mine now stays on because I managed to read some stuff on keeping the battery power or whatever. Right, I'm starting to like. I feel like we're gonna get this move up here. But we're coming into the open now, 5 minutes. I would not be surprised to see a pop before we actually come lower on both markets.
Yeah, I can see a local range forming here on
Yeah.
NQ. I'm gonna see how that breaks. Stay on the 5-minute time frame for the open.
Yeah, we've got 4 minutes for the open here. We're just watching this mini range that it's being worked out. Market is nearly about to open. I trade ES and NQ and BTC, or whatever is moving. Sometimes gold, but more often than not, we can extrapolate the trades from NQ and ES that we need, because there's quite a few opportunities on these markets. I think TradeZell is supported by many brokers and exchanges, right? Because you have TradeZeller.
Yes.
Yeah, I use TradeViz. Unfortunately, I was using TradeViz already before TradeZeller became well known. Well, how long has TradeZeller been around? A couple of years, 3 years?
I think a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's constantly getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, TradeViz is just very simply, but it works. It does the job. I'm just used to it. And you know what it's like when you move something. It just becomes a lot of work.
Always careful with that.
you are
Never change a winning system.
That's nice. Sharing a screen now for a little bit. Show me about your camera there. No problem. You can put your picture up maybe. Okay. Let's keep watching this here.
The templates are for our members, yes. Wait 1 minute.
Okay, we're about to open here. I expect that little push up through all of those 60s and 70s. But let's see if they want to push this lower. They might want to break the 22s. Okay, good luck everybody. 20 seconds for the stock market open. That will be 9:30 Eastern.
Yes, contenders do have the access to these templates. 1 second, let's go.
Okay, we're open. And yeah, we are retesting that 22.
Into the single print.
Yeah, into the 22.
Might be a scalp here.
22 tapped. Very, very quick.
Oh.
Move away from it. Did you take it?
Yes.
Nice one. Okay, I'm going with the retest.
Trailing stop loss quickly.
Okay. Gonna see if I can go with the retest. Yeah, very, very fast. See if they hold. Okay, moving my stop to 22.08. You still on the trade? Oh,
Yeah,
I don't think people can see your screen, so I'm just
yeah,
gonna
I think
share mine. Yeah.
I'm sharing the right one now, so I'm moving my stop loss
I
up.
moved to mine. Yeah, I moved my stop to 18 now, and stopped on that one. Yeah, very volatile. We kissed those 20s, the 22k. So I'm still thinking that we might reach a little bit lower. I didn't want to see the 22s, kind of like tapped. What are they holding? They're holding VWAP, New York VWAP here, around this. Let's just mark it on this chart as well. All right. But
I booked my trade as well for 150.
Yeah, I booked mine too.
And a new low, that's sensible.
Yeah, it was breaking, so that's why it was good to, you know, box that in a little bit further. Yeah, it was touching those 22s. It always brings lower prices, and I feel like they can't try and reach for that previous day high sitting at 92. There you go, boom, hit, and now they're accepting inside that yesterday's range, right there. So now we shift our focus to see, you know, do they want to hold that settlement down there a little bit lower. Yeah, this could be a nice rejection forming here. VWAP. Nice move. Okay, we're inside yesterday's range. See if you can see NQ pushing lower into the 57s through that previous day settlement. It's just currently holding this VWAP here for now. I'm actually going to go down. Yeah, 1 minute candle. Let's see if we can go back a little bit higher. Are you flat?
Yep, I'm flat. Bouncing off the VWAP here, but
yeah, I feel we can
nice
still come
candle.
lower. Yeah, you can see how relentless it's coming down again. Yeah, I feel we can. Yeah, there you go. But I wanted a little bit higher. I wanted those 92s, just that retest of the RTH high. That would have given me a little bit better. Yeah, so now we're very close to that settlement. Look below VWAP. Yeah, need to be patient now and wait. There you go, touched. Might attempt it if we hold here. Like the early longs, stopped out. I'm going to attempt, very quick one, move stop to break even straight away. Let's see if they want to hold here. I'm going to share my screen while I'm doing this. Okay, let's put stop at 69 there. Let's see the expansion now. They're not convinced there, so I'm going to move it to 73. Okay, and nah, not look at where's the buyers. I'm looking down here. I don't really see them yet. All right, collapse that one. Yeah, small scalps here. Still trying to figure out where the market wants to go, but I like that first deviation below VWAP and then held. But it's just like there's no buyers yet. You know, the big buyers are not showing up yet. Let's see if they can. Okay, right. So I can see some now. Sharing your screen. Are you flat?
I'm flat. Can see how it's trying to hold the view up here with 30 wicks into the level, but yeah, not in a trade yet.
I'm looking to see.
There's a large node at 75 and it has to claim this one for me.
It's trying now, but we're still in this little downtrend for now. I can see a move up to that New York VWAP at 88 before we had lower. But now I want to see at least those, 65s? I don't know. They might want to hold that. Where's ES? Okay, so ES is reclaiming the settlement now. Let me just pop this in here. It's trying. So currently still below. It's trying. There you go. So there's those 65s. Look inside. Will this stick here for the long trade? Let's see. Not yet. It's trying really hard, but those buys, every time it comes in, it's not getting any follow through. H60. Not out of the woods yet.
So looking at this now, still trying.
Oh, finally some orders being absorbed there. And expansion. Going to check yes. Yes, it's a little bit slow getting out of here, so we might be able to jump on that one instead. Straight to that 98. They lifted the ask there. Yeah, that settlement would have been a nice, because it did held. I mean, it was how many ticks, how many wicks it tried through it, isn't it? Tried so many times.
Let's see if a retest of 977 can hold.
Yeah, I'm trying to look, but it's just this little bit here is very fast.
Oof,
Okay,
977 hit.
I'm going to try and attempt it if we can flip it. Oh, it's a little bit too late, I guess. It's holding the session point of control so far. I don't know if you can see that. Problem here is that we are still holding around this New York VWAP. It's like a sandwich between New York and the full session. All the bids being eaten. Any questions in the chat? We'll get to those. Trying to pay attention here to see. It's going to be a little bit, you know, we have this resistance here, which is yesterday's high. We're literally touching it now. So the market might react here a little bit. And then flipping this then becomes good, because then we can start looking for longs. But for now, it's still, the short is still like alive. If we can close below this and then test yesterday's value, which sits all the way down at 70s. So if we can break this here, I might attempt a quick scalp short. So, but we haven't closed this. We're trying now. And then we can look for at least the 60s next. Yeah, it's snapping now. So I'm going to try and get in with this if we can go back below. Okay. Oh, we open up here though. It's so difficult when that happens, isn't it? Because it's like bullish. I'm looking here, yeah. So I was looking for the short, never got it because we opened right up here. So it's a little bit more bullish and we're attempting to reclaim that previous day high. So, you know, and it's not that kind of like going from bearish to bullish. It's basically just reacting to what we get at the moment. And that's what we're getting. Like we're waiting for the close. We don't get the close. Up until then, we could potentially take the short down back through there. But because we didn't get the close, yeah, it kind of like it's to the other side. And it's very locally that we can see this happening in real time. We don't know before it gets there what's going to happen. We can just you know, react to the existing data that we got there, and the close was above, so there's no short. And in fact, now closing above this and retesting it's kind of like a long trade really. Yeah, back to your chart there. We're coming back down now into the previous RTH high. Let's see if it sticks, and if it holds, then we can potentially go with that little long trade. Risk is really minimum. That's what I'm doing right now. Let's see. Come on, hold there. Hold. Oh, nah. I'll take a timeout. Lost 140 on that. Back to 200. So a couple of winners there, and then that little scalp loss. Because it's trying, you can see what its price is trying to either reclaim or lose this range here. Losing, you know, we can see a much larger drop because we already tested the settlement. And reclaiming, yes, we can see that expansion back up above the high. So, it looks like it wants to be accepted below. Do you take the short? If so, I'm sharing your
No,
screen.
no, no. The 5-minute time frame looks rather good, I would say. 5-minute with a beautiful close on ES and NQ. So I prefer not to short this, but I'm also not longing. So just waiting,
Nice.
staying flat. Still holding the 977. Is that still? Yeah, it's still the point of
It's still
control.
holding, yeah, it's still there.
But yeah, look at the 5-minute
Yeah, it
time
looks,
frame on NQ. That just looks good.
yeah. And it held those, that big node at 76. The big
Yeah.
buys that came in. So we're referring to these here. So it's kind of holding there. So let's see if they retest their holder. But I don't know. I feel this RTH high is causing problems here. Oh, yeah. And there you go. You can see the rejection again. But I see your argument here for the 5-minute. 5-minute looks good, but we've not been able to break it, and we are retesting that high. So I guess it's a wait and see game. We are finding that resistance. Let's see. Let's see if they hold now this point of control, 73s. I'll show you the screen. We can see your clusters there very clearly in 4K, as they said the other day. Okay, and here's the retest of the VWAP, 68s to 70s. Will this do? Will this do?
Scalp is cheap down here. It was only 150 risk, but it was too slow. No, too slow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll come down in a minute. What do we have? A few minutes still. I mean, technically, if we can take this long trade here, we can, target is 22,100. We can really let this push higher. That's why, I mean, in relation of, good targets, the short becomes better to go and sweep the lows from early this morning, pre-CPI, because the high is actually quite far away. That's why I'm saying, the target for a long trade would be 22,100, whereby the short is only down here, 21,880. So it's closer. So I don't know. I feel both, and I think this is, apparent by looking at price action. It's like that kind of indecision, right? We've opened. It's like, okay, let the fight begin. But yeah, the 5-minute starting to look really nice. The 1-minute starting to look even nicer with that candle close there right at the open 80s. Let's see. Yeah, ES also looks okay here for the long trade. Holding the VWAP, but it's just so crowded, right? When it's right around VWAP.
Yeah. Not having the follow through, so I'm staying out because we are stuck between previous day high, which is also psychological zone, and the VWAP here.
You almost want to see that nice purge below these 57s, and then that becomes the best trade. So on NQ, between 50, that's 67. Sorry, 67. Like now, like see this purge. We've got a new 5-minute candle as well opening just now. Retest and then, but it's not deep enough. I would have liked to seen it a little bit deeper. And then close back. There you go. So and then close back above it. So that would be nice now to go with that long trade if we can close back above it. But it's not. It's getting that nice follow through to the downside so far. I think someone likes your TR chart there, Severin. If you want to say anything about that.
It's helpful if you want to look even more in depth than a 1 minute time frame. For example, what I also included into this template is the DSF. So I can see the DOM levels, I can see limit orders, I can see big buy sells, orders that are being lifted, added to, removed, stacked, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're breaking here.
Yeah, but we can see this is more volatile, obviously, than a time frame.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting that acceptance inside the range on both. So previous day value area high 604 on ES and 21,929 on NQ. So yeah, we're getting that expansion down into it. And it was that thesis earlier from that previous RTH high, you know, it was just unable to claim it. And so I was like leaning a little bit bearish on that. But yeah, we're an expansion now, so we are at value high. So let's see if we can get a pullback. I mean, let's find a level. It's drop a little bit. I'd have to go with a break. It's finding the sellers. Previous day value area high, accepting here, and you know what that means. Missed that previous week high back test. Do you see that?
And let's see what it's trying to do down here. Previous day value area high test.
On both markets, literally. Still early in the session. We still have a few minutes for B session.
Also, the 30 SMA was just a 50 SMA on the 30-minute time frame was just hit. 1 minute candle formation is okay here. Is the risk 200? Need a pullback?
I don't know. I feel there's a little bit more room to the downside here. So I might scalp a little short scalp here now. So I'm going to share my screen while I'm doing this. Let me just try. Just giving a little bit more room on myself. Oh, I got stopped out before I even shared it. Yeah, so I got stopped out. Basically wanted to go with this previous, let me share. I wanted to go with this previous week retest, previous week high. And it's because we have kind of like touched the previous day value area high. I know we closed back above it, but you know, this is nice selling and an engulfing candle here that takes all the lows. But yeah, I'll share your screen now. See if you can find another trade there.
Yeah, this retest here happened so quick.
It was.
It's not there for it.
Yeah, we didn't take the lows. So we have those lows at the 15s. We didn't quite clean those. We barely touched it, which is yesterday's M low. And that would have given me more confidence to entertain the longs. For now, we looked below. We are coming back up to that settlement. So it's not bullish yet, right? You'd have to really flip this level, and then this becomes a deviation. But until then, let's have a look. I can hear your birds there in the background.
Yeah, I have the doors open.
Yeah, nice to see that they don't want to get inside yesterday's value high. So that's a good sign for any long trades. I'm going to wait a few minutes to see the reaction here at the VWAPs.
That's a nice bounce.
Yeah, it's... Someone is calling you the Birdman. You're a Birdman now.
Yeah, get used to it. When I'm streaming and keeping the doors open to get some fresh air, that's what we're gonna get. No more music.
Yeah.
Eric was just asking about where's the music. This is the new music.
This is the new music. Right, we are getting nice expansion here. Back inside that nice point of control here at the 75s. Is this going to be a repeat of yesterday's afternoon session where we just like look below and boom?
Yeah, it was, I saw the long, but I was just a little bit slow. I feel already a little bit exhausted since we started trading the CPI already.
Really?
Getting into that 2-hour zone.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
when
really?
I'm about to take breaks.
I'd like to see if we can get acceptance back inside that high. And then we've got, obviously, confirmation. But now, I mean... Yeah,
what a bounce.
Yeah, exactly. What a bounce. I mean, we've got, it's like yesterday. We kind of have to go with that strength. I can see a lot of bit support at 86, but, you know, where's your stop now? Have to put at least down at 75, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're back at that RTH high anyway, so back at resistance.
Also the value area high of today's session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, longing up here is risky.
Yeah. But look, on the 1 minute, there was literally zero. So this one here that I tried to short, that proper test at the previous week high, that would have been the only retest that we saw here that obviously got broken. But then since then, you can see like there's no pullbacks inside the previous range really. And we're back at that resistance. And what I was aiming for would have been just as local lows down here earlier, so from previous week high all the way down to those lows, because that's where it's kind of like resting in the previous day point of control. That would have been nice. It can still happen, but yeah, over here this RTH high, it's resistance. So you know, longing here, it's like shorting down here. Apparently BTC is gearing for a move up. Oh, 7 lots there at the lows. Okay, we've got 5 minutes for B session to open. Okay, here's a little pullback.
The 5 minute doesn't look as good as the 1 minute with this big wick.
RTH high again. Yeah, it's not resistance. But coming down to that 76 is nice, isn't it? So then we can but it's 22. It's that big 22, right? There you go. 76, 72, 71, 67. Is it completely just going to fail here? No 1 minute structure down there. It's just happening. Every turning point, it's happening so quick, isn't it?
Yes. Very quick.
Yeah, look here. So every turning point, we like those, 77, 76s, but, it's too quick. You almost have to preset. We know we are at this big resistance. We know it wants to break. It's attempted once, twice, close below. It's like it's forcing us from buying this much higher. So here's a little pullback. Will it hold around those 80s?
1 minute structure looks good for the long.
I'm just looking for the 80s, but we're not even getting a pullback down to those 80s. Just zoom out a little bit. There you go. So there's the 80s. Will it hold here? We can go with a quick long trade. How long do we have? 3 minutes. Let's see. We did get 81.50. Let's see. No 80s. Maybe. What's the 5 minute looking like? Yeah, it looks all right. Trying. But yeah, look where we are. We're at 22. And previous day high. Yeah. Yeah, showing a screen there. Yeah, okay. So we're going below the 80s now, but there's no trade here yet. We've got 2 minutes left for that session to open. Okay, 50. ES.
Will be interesting to see where the next 30-minute opens. If that opens above 977 for that quick retest and then break 22,000, or if we open below 977 for another drop. So I would say the next 30-minute is the most important, or the close of this 30-minute candle.
Well, C session typically gives us that nice expansion trade. I don't know. I feel like ES here is not out of the woods yet either. It's kind of like making this little top P. NQ as well. I didn't like the low. That's why I was attempting to short, because we literally just run this 15 level. I didn't like that. But I can see the break out of here now. It's hard to read today. Let us know in the chat how you're finding your entries today, if you're finding any. Because yeah, price is just turning around at these pivots very quickly, and giving us obviously a worse risk to reward, because obviously if you take these, you have to move your stop a little bit further down, and it's just giving us like good structure, and then boom, takes off straight away. So it becomes a little bit more difficult to get a proper nice risk to reward trade. 1 minute left. Let's see where we're going to open. We are right at the high on NQ or ES as well. I want to see this closely here and wait for a low print, and then I'll potentially take the long. Yeah, we're right at it.
Okay, 30 seconds. Fighting here.
Yeah, someone is saying ES very quickly. Most want to see this retest 60 on NQ. So clean VWAP. And then aim for 22. Because we are technically holding the high here still on ES. We look below and come back to claim it. So direction is up. So let's see. So B session is open. Oh, I mean, seriously.
That was the retest.
It's just happened so quick to the tick, that 49.50.
Very quick.
Yeah, there's just
no... I've taken that long trade, but it was a bad entry.
Oh really? Okay, I'll share your screen. I'm hunting for it, but I would have liked to see those 60s, but we're not getting any 60s. And all my trades have been like that. Like I'm kind of like being a little bit patient for that better risk to reward.
Looking 100 because my entry was super high. I wanted to see exactly what I mentioned here, the close above, then the quick retest of 977. But my finger was a little bit too slow on that one, so my fill was all the way up at 87 or something. But still $100 on that one. It's okay, but I was not happy with the risk of $400. So
I can see the
one.
break. Sorry, I can see the break here. So I'm gonna try and attempt it just above this previous day high, just to see if I can get this continuation here. So let me just move this down.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
I just want to go with it. So I'm giving myself up to 85s. I'm just gonna share this. I just want to see it snap out of here and go to that next level. But okay, so it's trying, but it's just not breaking. It's so annoying. Come on. Yeah, not ready. Look at that 22. This is no bueno. Tell you what, let me just press play here and just mitigate this.
It's trying. It's going to try it.
I just want to see the snap, but I feel like before that snap, 22k is a big psychological level. But yeah, there you go. So it's gonna stop it. Yeah, there you go. This is so annoying. Come on.
It has to hold this buy block at 91 on
I know, I'm looking at it, but yeah, I'm out. It's so frustrating today. Like, not my best day. I see the break, but it's doing what it was doing yesterday. It's just like tries. And look, now it's coming back up. You. Oh, well. better stay out for now until I find another perfect clear trade.
This retest of 977 was just to the tick again. See that over and over again. Nice.
Sorry, what did you say there? I was just closing my
so right on B session open, we had the retest of 977. This was very perfect right at the open. Then this first initial bounce, and now we're struggling with the value area high of A session, but it was nice. That was I see that happening over and over again. Let's have a quick look at BTC. People keep asking about it, but not much has changed here on BTC. We're still making those lower highs. We just had a pullback, another bounce. I don't see a trade where we are. What about this local range? We are at the point of control. I still prefer higher, to be honest with you. Would only long if we get a pullback into 106 area or between 107, 106. Up here, there's no trade, no short trade, no long trade, just staying patient because we have somewhat of contracting price action on BTC with lower highs and higher lows.
Yeah, it's trying to break their BTC, but slow tempo. Yeah, even ES is trying here to, it's this previous day high. I mean, you can see all of the commotion around it. We tried once to 3 times to break it to the upside, failed. And then we are kind of lingering around it. So the bulls will do what they can to flip it. And then, we have to look above these highs here. But they're not doing a great job out of it. They still, I mean, this is now 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we kind of have to... So it's 10:04 now. We're still technically at the midpoint of the initial balance here. Well, around that initial balance EQ. So the trades are... Yeah, and look, we never got the break through those 22s. It's still there. So we got the initial move, but no break. Yes, it's trying to hold it. Poor structure at the lows. NQ is... We might get the break now through.
Yeah.
It's really trying to squeeze, you can see. And once it does, it should see through the open. And currently we're still below that initial balance high, low, still working on it. So it's kind of like a tricky place. SNQ. Yeah, there you go, those 22s. So far we can see that 22,000. We've got quite a few lots already being absorbed there. That's 345. Yeah, stuck. We are stuck. We are not getting any expansion, especially when you look at the 5 minute. It's just a quick look below, back inside that range.
Well, what's going to be interesting to see is if we can claim 22,000 on NQ to get that 5 minute close above, and then the SD flip momentum trade.
Yeah, because we'll have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, at least 4 minimum. I think going into the open now, those scalps have to be really quick, isn't it? You just have to, you know, not expect that follow through, because recently we've not been getting that follow through. We get a quick little move just off the open with all the liquidity coming in, and then it just slows down, and then it stays there for a good until what, 10:30 Eastern, or you know, our time would be well, you're in a different time zone there, and then it comes to that D, like yesterday was, you know, even later for the break. It's trying here.
Let's see. Do we have in terms of orders? There's 26 above, 29 above. Yeah, we need a clean close. Other than that, there's no trade. If we can get the SD flip, a target would be 22,020. That is the next big node lining up with NY open. So this is the range for this trade. But we're getting rejected over and over again.
Yeah. And it's becoming tighter and tighter, the range. So we're coming back down now. What about ES? ES still exactly at the previous day high still. So it can't break above it or below it. It's just lingering around it. So this is what we're looking at, that L period high. And this is what ES is doing around it. So it's just unable to go either direction. And back to VWAP. So very, very tight range here. I wonder what the chat is doing.
Would you say this SD flip is too obvious? That's a good question. It always comes down to clean breaks above, good candle structure, and then at the end of the day, we can only attempt it. But it's starting to be very obvious. I do agree. So we're gonna have to see.
And it's 22K, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to decide that live in time once we get a close above, if we ever get it.
Once we get the data.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so on ES, at least we've now touched VWAP and coming back through that RTH high. So at least it looks a little bit cleaner here on ES. Might want to start pushing here. I mean, if I do attempt this, that's another 125 risk. And the reward, I would take this up to 60 at least. Let's have a look at that. What would that look like? That would be better, but I don't know. I don't see it yet. We might reject one more time here. It's coming to the old... Oh, there you go.
There we go. Come on.
There we go. Go with that break out of it.
50 contracts defending this.
52.
Below price.
They're teasing traders. Okay, I attempted it right there with that lot. And my stop is literally right here. It either goes or it doesn't. And they're not going. No, stopped out. So I attempted the trade here with a break. Got stopped out for $60. Back inside the range. Look at that. Just back inside. Going to show you.
Using one very, very tight. Yeah, very tight stop loss.
You're the long trade.
Previous day. Yeah, previous day.
I want to see it go back 22. They're still lingering here. So they're not breaking. If they can go back above 22, I'll take the long again and keep my stop at 97. So that'll be very quick. There you go.
Stop is already at break even. I'm just going to keep it open to see if it works.
Yeah, now my stop is 97. So if it either goes now or stopped out at 97, then because it's already retested, and then target on this is much higher there. At least those 62s, sorry, for ES would be 62s. Here would be a little bit higher. So they should hold these 97s.
Yeah, come on. This is good.
It's becoming tedious now, isn't it?
Okay. I'm going
show
to
your screen since you got a better entry there.
But it has
to back inside, isn't it? So annoying. Well, how are you guys feeling that in the chat? It's just, it wants to, but it's just, I mean, like, this is a failed break, right? You know, it's just looked above, come back inside. That 22K is proving to be resilient.
Come on, we still got a chance that this was it, but look, it's just not having the follow through. I might as well take 200 and go away.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just keep my stop there.
Trailing very aggressive.
I'm sharing your screen.
Mine 175. Either we get the pop now or I'm out.
We don't get
there
any
we
pop.
Go. This is better.
We either get the pop or no pop.
Come on, come on. I'm boxing this in very aggressively.
Nice.
300.
Well done.
Come on, come on, come on. Give me my target. 330. Moving this. There we go. Okay, this was tricky one.
It's annoying.
No, I'm up 1200. That's okay.
That's okay, really nice. Well, I made myself a dent, so, and there you go, back at entry. That is so annoying. No break, no follow through. It's really annoying. But I don't want to just fold it for $100, right? You know, I want to see that expansion.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I want to see that expansion at least for those 20s, and then that's when we're going to get the push, because that's where those stops are going to start. They're going to have to cover. But my stop needs to. Yeah, okay. I'm going to share my. You've closed yours, yeah?
Mine is closed.
Okay, I'll share my screen. So we want to see if they can get above these 20s here, and then that's when we can see like that nice push that typically gives us a nice expansion, but they're just not going. And you can see the sales coming in still. So very unfortunate. So my trade is obviously at a 22. Therefore, like, you know, it's best to take a break even and let it give a little bit more room at least. You know, 30 ticks is not a lot, to be honest. You know, it should be at least 60 minimum.
But it's the flavor of today, really. I was just looking at my journal and the profits are just so small.
Yeah, that's it. I'm looking for that expansion through at least those 20s, but it's just not getting the follow through. We have Peaky, Repetto, come on, market push. It needs to start to trigger those stops, but we're coming into the open now, so this again will be a little bit of a resistance here. You can see that line, so that's going to act as resistance, but I'm still hopeful that, you know, we can trigger those stops and start to push. But on NQ we're already hit it there with tick 10, so let's wait a little bit. What's ES doing? ES is still pushing. Okay, we can see those 65s coming into play. Oh, it's like watching, you know, what's the old saying? Paint dry.
Paint dry.
Yeah. Come on, break those 20s. Keep us in. What's the clusters doing? Yeah, we're literally just kissing those. But that would be very lethargic, right? Like, I mean, look at this. So, you know, doing the consolidation, spending all this time here, and then breaking and just going, what, 10 ticks? What's this? A few points, 10 points. I mean, you know, we want to see at least that hump through the level, at least kiss that 17. But no, they're coming back in. So annoying.
The 5 minute though looks like it wants to move higher. Let's see if that can hold around here.
Just don't want to see them retest the range high, so the 20,000s, and it's like stops me out and then goes. It's like, just what you wanted, right? But like I
Yeah,
said,
that's it. It's the NY Open retest
I
right
know
here.
yeah, there you go. So it's so annoying, isn't it? Come on, we want. Well, it's not technically touched it yet.
No,
So,
and also 5 minute is pointing towards higher, so we're gonna have to see.
but I feel like that 22 back test will come. The obvious, remember the obvious that we were talking about, and that's where I've got my stop. So it's either box in now, but I don't know. I feel like we could get the push. All it takes is just those last stops to start to trigger, and then we can get going. But I don't see that yet happening. In fact, I see the opposite. I see this now rolling a little bit over down to those. Let's have a look. If I zoom in, oh, okay, little pop there. Another one. Come on, push.
Come on, take the highs. It's very likely.
Don't know.
It's taking it. There we go.
Come on. Did you go back in?
No.
No. Yeah. Very wise.
There we go. High taken.
There we go.
I
So
knew
now
it.
we can stop. We can move this at least to the tens. We don't really want to see it, but it's the open. I'm gonna move it down to nines. Oops, that was happened too quick. Didn't let me do it. Okay, but perhaps a better idea. But yeah, nines. I'm at nines now. Kind of like still. They're gonna come down. It's that open. You can see here. They to the tick. They tick it and then come back down. So I'm below the previous 1 minute candle low. And now it's like, okay, are we going to start to trigger the stops that are here since the open? And then we can get that expansion and just hold this for a little while. And then at least see those 20s, which is just above this high. That's what I feel like those stops can come in, which will catapult this back to the 30s. But look at all of that absorption there. We've got 58, 38, 24, 32, and, not getting the follow through. I'm looking at these numbers here. And we're about to get stopped up. 98s. You can see your classes there, stopped out on our trade. That was the most painful break on NQ that I've seen in a while, isn't it?
Yes, it's super slow. Let's see if BTC can make the breakout. I can see it's trying from this somewhat triangle formation.
No, at this point we want to see the retest then of that range high or a front run of it. The 22s. Look at that. Bastards. Don't you just love when they do that? Oh, man.
See what the volume on BTC is doing. I'm just having a quick look here. That as well.
I have a feeling once we get above these, we'll run.
10 million on BTC negative delta. See if we can short squeeze this a little bit.
What's the open interest at?
It is 1,522, so 1.5 billion.
God, it's very slow, isn't it? What is it like recently? It's been like this.
It's crazy, right?
For a good week, just like super slow price action. There we go. Here comes the break now. I'm going to get so annoyed in a minute if this pops like 100%. I can see this. Yeah, here's the 20s. That's what I want to see. We've touched it now, or kind of like touching it. I feel like this is it. Break above this, and we can see like 10 points instant move. So, oh God, I really want to
trying.
Yeah, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm literally going with the break here. Come on, just push. And this is like a 75. I'm basically giving back what I made earlier. 150. Okay, that's it. I'm out. Not doing it again. It is just absolutely not like NQ. Just trying, slow, steady, go. That's it. Well, you can see here live, sometimes it's not the best when price action is not getting that follow through. I'll wait for the break now, the proper break, and then go with it. In the meantime, I'm just going to take a quick look at BTC then, because I can see a lot of comments. Oh yeah, that's moving nice. Yeah, that looks nice. We didn't quite touch.
BTC, I'd like to see a new high.
Yeah, we didn't quite touch those 9280s. Let me just go back to the candles. Yeah, it's kind of like a given. And we could see this morning, poor high, weak, poor. It's heading towards that. We don't have any more data later, do we? Nope.
At 5 p.m. UK time, there's another one.
God, but how about that? I mean, what is this then? A $250 move from the break of the previous range, and this one here was only like 30 ticks on NQ.
Slow.
So yeah, very slow.
Yeah, but what do you think? Should we maybe wrap it up soon? Take a break?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's yeah, because we've been streaming now for 2 hours. So is there any more questions in the chat that we can cover maybe potentially very quickly? And if not, then yeah, I think we may wrap it up. It's just very slow. Or do you have a trade?
Yeah, that's it. No, one question. Are you still looking about for a short on ETH, Severin? Yeah, I'm still monitoring 3,000 on Ethereum, but if we get a strong break, yeah, I want to see a market structure change on that one, so I'm not too aggressive on the short. But yeah, other than that,
yeah, I can see the market here trying to break out of these 20s. If you look at the volume now, it's starting to come in. So we've spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes trying to push through. Because ES is also trying. Well, ES is already hitting those 6s there. It's already broken the A session high. Yeah, there you go, 24s. It's not even here, it's going. Yeah, I'm happy to wrap her up. I'll come back on C session, that's in about 7 minutes, and see if I can get another nice trade here. But yeah, it's just not getting that follow through. Well, it's as we finish, typically in classic, isn't it? Yes, that's the go. There we go.
BTC might be taking the highs, but yeah, we don't know. So I would say taking a break now is a sensible idea. I'm just gonna show something real quick over here. So this was today's trades on my end. So small profits.
Yeah,
but
I'm
stacking. So now up. Let me see, how much is that? This is 1,210.
Brilliant. That's okay. Very good. You managed your. I was waiting for the long with more follow through. I'm minus 485. So my trades, all my losses were around 65 to 120. So I'm looking at them here. And then all the winners were always around the 60, 95, 25, 45. So not a lot. So yeah, down 485. But then I'm just waiting for that nice one trade. And I can see the continuation now. Look, break those 20s and it's getting going, but it's still not getting that nice continuation. You can see here it's like it pauses there, breaks the 20s, and we've only moved 30 ticks. That's 750. So it's still not getting any expansion whatsoever. So we kind of need to wait for a better opportunity where it actually gives that move that gets the follow through. So yeah, from my side, that's it. But yes, everyone smashed it. Well done. Right. Thank you for picking up and knocking at the door. That was really nice.
That was fun. Always good.
We'll do another session like this very soon. So thank you very much for being here, everybody. And until then, stay safe out there. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye, everyone.